sort of a few minutes left. And yeah, so what happens is that kind of thing there, you've got 13 in the bag. If you did Gina Lollobrigida, which is 7, 7 plus 8 is 15, so you're now playing in 15/8. First time I heard 15/8 was with John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra, way back when, and amazing stuff. Oof, go check it out. Back in the days when it was still called jazz rock, before they rebranded it Fusion and all that. Anyway, and so there's that one. Now, I'm really pushing with all the little ways you can work with time and all this, and this is the kind of thing that I hope this episode helps you to, just get a finger in there and, and sort of break open a few of the odd time myths, that it's just all odd, meaning odd as just weird and all this sort of stuff. Odd times are everywhere. And what you've got to do is sort of break away from 4/4, learn to groove in 4/4. That's the first thing. I think there's a Miles Davis quote there somewhere. Learn to play in 4/4 before you do anything else. But having said that, once you've got a groove, you can apply exactly that groove to any time signature as long as you know the signposts and all this sort of business, and you work it up. And especially when you're doing some of the more out there things, just know that everybody is on the same page in your band, counting the same way, seeing where one is, all this sort of stuff. So that's one of the things. I'll go back to Zappa one more time. I was filming a Chad Wackerman clinic many, many years ago, I think nearly 20 years ago. And once again, there seemed to be a bit of edginess about the room. And some guy just piped up, question time, playing 21. And of course, Zappa folklore says that basically one of the things at any Zappa drummer audition, you'd be asked to play in some crazy time signature and make it flow. The rest of the band had it down, who were in there and learnt it up and all that sort of stuff, but you had to play in 21. And Chad Wackerman sort of piped back. I don't think he liked the way, playing 21, like that sort of stuff. I don't think he quite enjoyed that. So he said, what does that mean? Very quickly. And he came down and he just started talking about everything's in 3 and 2, all that sort of stuff. And he was dead right. It's just you just had to be there, I suppose. I've got it on film somewhere. Got it on video. I should pull it out. Charge blackmail money for it or something. I don't know. No. Take that away. I'm doing it in jest. But what it is if we go back to that Tchaikovsky thing of quintuple time, therefore, why can't we do septuplet time? And if we've got 7s, let's just do our times tables that we learnt in primary school, when we were 7, 8 years old. Okay, what makes 21? 3 times 7. So if I have 2 7/8 licks, the first one being right, left, right, left, right, left, left, and the second one being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, like that. So well then, I've got 21. I'm never going to count to 21. Who would? But if I've got a couple of licks in 7, and I know that I've subdivided it into 3 groups of 7, I only need to count to 3, you see? So it'll be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there it is. I'm playing in 21 for all intents and purposes. Now that's a simple way to get to 21, but when you're dealing with people like Bill Bruford, Earthworks and stuff, I do believe he's got a song in 21, but it isn't in 3 groups of 7. He's doing other things. So he might have 3 bars of 5 that make 15, and then a 6. So it might be hippopotamus, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hippopotamus, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Whatever. And therein lays the ways to get to 21, you see. And then the world is an oyster, as they say. You can do whatever you want. Okay? So there you have it. So therefore, working on that, what can start to happen is that you can have a Stravinsky thing, Igor Stravinsky with La Sacre du Printemps and all that sort of stuff, where he had a constant, one section has a constant passage of changing time signatures because his explanation of that was wanting to have the melody just float without bringing it down with a 1, okay, knowing where 1 is. So, you know, you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And you could go away and think, oh my God, it's 33 over 4, or whatever it might be. But no, it's just a whole bunch of different time signatures to give a certain effect, just floating, okay? And what can start to happen is that you can do things like that and let the rhythm float over the top of, say, something that I do quite a bit actually, is just an even hi-hat. Like, something like that. And what happens if I just did that randomly? It's random, it's rubbish, okay? But if I have that, and if I set up the phrase properly, it means something a lot more, you see. And you have to be in the right place for it. You have to do the proper thing. You can get something fairly esoteric, something out there. But it still means something if it has melody, if it has intent. And you take the listener on that ride, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a little bit like if you come into the middle of a gig or a middle of a movie. Let's say, I'll go back a step. Let's say you walk into a thriller, into the movie house, but you're 20 minutes late. So you don't see the murder, you don't see the main characters, you don't see this. So for the rest of the film, you have no idea what's going on, okay? A lot of people, pretty much me included, won't even walk in. You'll just go away, have a coffee and come back for the next session because it's pointless spending your money on something when you walk in halfway through and you have no idea. It looks and sounds like a mosh pit. But mosh pits are brilliant if you get on at the first stop, you see. So if you take, you know, sort of like a standard rhythm and then build it up into what I just played then, it's no longer random. It has a purpose and all of that. And then you can start quoting people like Terry Bozzio and people like that, Virgil Donati and all that, who have these ostinato patterns and they bring you in with the melodic tom rhythms and all of this sort of business. So there's something there with time today. Okay, I'll wrap it up. I hope you get something out of this show. If not, email me, blame me, I don't mind, whatever. Anyway, my name's Chris Quinlan. It's Melbourne Musos, The Drum Show. It's episode 672, I think is what it's going to be. And I hope you get something out of it. Yeah, time. What can you do? All right. And it happens everywhere. Okay. And different time signatures. Sometimes it's beautifully disguised, you know, that kind of thing. And you think, wow, what an incredible little thing. I was watching PJ Harvey the other night. What an incredible woman she is. Oh my God, I'd have a baby. But what it is she's singing a love song in 7. Okay. Jethro Tull, Stormwatch album, North Sea Oil. It was their single off the album. In 5? Okay. Try and get a single on the radio today in 5/4. Maybe there is, because it could be packaged in a certain way so that it's beautifully accessible. Okay. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'll wrap it up. As I said, Chris Quinlan, Melbourne Musos Drum Show. Hope you got something out of it. Okay, see you later.